When South Carolina College opened in 1805, Rutledge was the only building on campus. It contained student and faculty housing, a library, classrooms, a chapel, and laboratories. Rutledge was heavily damaged by fire in 1855 and was quickly renovated and rebuilt. The antebellum students were privileged young men of South Carolina who were used to entertaining themselves with horse racing, cockfighting, gambling, and drinking, all of which were banned under the restrictive regulations adopted by the trustees. As a result, disciplinary issues were rampant. The young men especially resented being summoned to class and chapel with the college bell. To avoid this, they often stole the bell and the wooden steps that led into Rutledge. The students frequently took out their frustration on the faculty members and the college buildings. Professors who had angered students were awakened at night by tin-pan serenades under their windows, during which students banged together their metal plates and cups to voice their displeasure. The windows of the college were also subjected to the students' ire. So many windows were broken each year that in 1825 the school instituted a mandatory window breakage fee, or glass tax, for all students, in anticipation of replacing numerous shattered window panes. Another popular prank was called calf-tailing, in which students tied a camphine ball to the tail of a calf or dog, lit the ball on fire, and chased the animal across campus. During the Civil War, Rutledge was one of several campus buildings used as a Confederate hospital. After the original South Carolina State House was destroyed and the interior of the unfinished new one damaged during the burning of Columbia in February 1865, the South Carolina General Assembly turned to the nearby college for meeting space. The Rutledge Chapel hosted sessions of the House of Representatives, and the Senate met in the library building. Reconstruction brought the desegregation of the university from 1873 to 1877. During this period, Rutledge was the site of the State Normal School, which trained African American men and women as teachers. This marks Rutledge as the first location on campus that African American women were able to attend classes, although they were not actual students of the university, whose student body was desegregated but remained all male. The normal school simply was hosted on the site of the university campus. The normal school graduated teachers who brought formal educational standards into the black community, including Celia Dial Saxon, who taught in Columbia schools for 55 years. The election of Confederate General Wade Hampton III in 1876 signaled the beginning of the end of Reconstruction in South Carolina, and the university closed in 1877. The Board of Trustees reorganized and reopened it 3 years later in 1880 as a segregated male college again. White women would not be welcomed on the campus as students until 1894, and African Americans would not return as students until 1963. The second desegregation of the University of South Carolina occurred in 1963, when the first 3 African American students since Reconstruction registered for classes. The university and the state had fought for decades to keep South Carolina segregated. However, when they realized that they would lose their court battles, they determined to take steps to ensure that it was done peacefully, so that USC would not appear on the national news wrecked with violence. The university administration worked closely with the governor's office and law enforcement to develop security procedures, plans to tightly control media coverage, and instructions for faculty and students. President Thomas Jones also issued a public statement that the university would not tolerate disturbances. On the morning of September 11, 1963, Robert Anderson, Henri Monteith, and James Solomon registered for classes, becoming the first African Americans to do so since Reconstruction. Henri Monteith holds the additional distinction of being the first African American woman to enroll at the university.